Mindfulness, Impact on Student Behavior and Performance by Mark Rosamilia. Foundations of Special Education Development Across the Lifespan. Instructor, Dr. Catherine Lubniewski. My research presentation was on the impact that mindfulness has on student behavior and academic success. We are living in unprecedented times. The global pandemic that has affected millions of people worldwide has had an even more significant impact on our students. No time in recent history have we ever had to be sheltered in our homes. Millions of students having to transition to an unfamiliar platform for learning while dealing with stress, fear, and anxiety. It is challenging for us as adults to control our emotions with so much uncertainty. For young students who are in their formative years, it is substantially more difficult. In the current educational landscape, we hear more often about mindfulness and the impact that it has on our students. The research has shown many positive implications of including mindfulness practice in the school community. For example, self-efficacy has shown to have a significant impact on students' academic performance. Some of these benefits included reduced stress, decreased rumination, and improved focus. Behavioral issues in high school seem to become more prominent because of a wide range of circumstances. Including mindfulness activities has shown to have a significant impact on these students' ability to deal with their emotions. Often, students who are displaying aggressive or distracted behavior are having a difficult time managing or expressing their feelings. Unfortunately, we can track a lot of these adverse behaviors based on some of the history in their IEP documentation. Many times, a student is acting out because of issues that arise in the home. Including mindfulness practice into their daily routine could help them redirect these negative thoughts, fears, emotions, and behaviors in a more positive direction. By allowing them to focus on their breath and create a more relaxed frame of mind, they will allow themselves more time to think, which in turn may help them cope more effectively. One of the essential lessons mindfulness can teach us is how to control behavior, thoughts, and actions which may lead to less impulsivity. Impulsivity is at the root cause of many of these behavioral issues. Giving students a tool to help them effectively deal with the knee-jerk reactions of acting out inappropriately can prove to be invaluable to them and have a positive impact on the people they routinely interact with. After reviewing many of the journal articles and the current research data, applying mindfulness practices and activities into the high school community has shown to have an even greater impact than if it began earlier in their education. This is encouraging news because it doesn't mean it's too late. If we didn't start incorporating mindfulness practices in elementary school, we can offer these new strategies to help students who may be dealing with a wide range of emotions and cannot effectively cope. Social emotional well-being is a hot topic in the educational community, and we have at our disposal a tool backed by a lot of research that can help a wide variety of students to recondition their brains for positivity instead of negativity. But just like any other habit-forming behavior, for example, exercising and dieting, we know that it takes consistency, including daily thoughts, actions, and actionable steps to achieve success. We can't, as educators, expect students to take the initiative and apply this to their daily routines. We must find a way to incorporate these effective practices into our curriculum. Now that we know that academic performance is improved by including mindfulness practices into our daily schedule, the challenge becomes how do we implement these practices universally and effectively? I believe, supported by the research, that utilizing a format which students are familiar with, such as computers, iPhones, and other modern technology, would allow us the most effective and useful way to gain mass adoption and implementation. There was a very encouraging recent study where a group of students were given a mindfulness lesson over a few-week period delivered by using technology, and the results were extremely positive. Students began to show the ability to concentrate, focus, and feel less stressed. Some other positive data we were able to extrapolate were that the students were able to establish more of a growth mindset, improve their cognitive functioning, and gain the confidence and motivation to implement these strategies. From an academic perspective, the fact that including mindfulness helps improve working memory and problem solving ability is very exciting and very applicable for student success. By being able to focus their attention on their present thoughts without becoming distracted is one of the greatest issues affecting our students and their academic performance. There are many more distractions today than in years past. Students have a device in their pocket that is both powerful yet can be disabling and paralyzing at the same time. By giving them a tool to use that can help them determine what is useful and what is distracting can have a significant impact on their ability to focus and concentrate, thus having the potential to impact their academic success to a greater extent. Although mindfulness is relatively new in the educational landscape, we can trace back mindfulness practices over 2,500 years. Buddhists had implemented meditation and mindfulness to control emotions with much success. That being said, mindfulness is not associated with any particular religion. It is important to note the positive impact that the Buddhist culture has had on mindfulness research. Not only has the data proven the positive outcomes that can be experienced from including these focused meditative daily practices, but we can see actual scientific data of cognitive improvements. In addition to these exciting findings on social emotional benefits, there is ample research to suggest that pain perception and even immune functioning can be improved by practicing regular mindfulness activities. One of the more encouraging findings that have come out of these studies is that students report to have an increased acceptance of their own body image. We know that body image issues are very difficult for many students, especially those at the high school level. There is overwhelming data to suggest that we are well past the point where we should consider including mindfulness into our curriculum. We are currently in a global pandemic where students' anxiety and fears are at an all-time high. When we return to school, we are going to need to urgently address our students' heightened anxiety. Based on the significant research findings, we have an effective way to deal with these emotions. We simply introduce mindfulness activities on a regular basis. The research also shows the physical benefits of incorporating mindfulness. And as a physical education teacher, it is vital to me that students can be socially, emotionally, as well as physically well. A very well-known Tibetan Buddhist master, Mingyur Rinpoche, explains that as culture, we tend to make things a little bit more complicated than we need to, especially when it comes to mindfulness and meditation. We can incorporate this practice at any point, in any place, and at any moment. He goes on to describe that with daily practice, it may only take a minute to sit and focus on your breath along with the present moment. He tells us that we don't need to be free of mental chatter. Rinpoche says that it's pretty much impossible because that's how our brains are designed to work. That's why it's crucial to redirect this chatter to positive self talk.